Hey everyone, welcome to Delta Flyer final build episode stream thing. We should be able to wrap this printer up today, which is going to be pretty cool. How's everyone's weekend going? Probably do this. We'll start out by doing some heat sets here so we can get some panels on and such. Yeah, I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to do some heat sets on this side. My power supply fell. Let's try that again. Let's try this. Maybe. Hey Cindy, welcome. Okay, heat sets. So we're going to put some heat sets on the side here so I can get this panel installed. These are going to stay. I need my square. Where is that? Is it over here? Move this a bit so you can see a bit better maybe. Where is my metal square? I should get this warming up here first. Get my soldering iron warming up. That screw is coming out. I don't know where my metal square is for my heat set stuff, but anyways, we're gonna do some heat sets first here. I do have everything printed for this guy, so hey Jeffrey, welcome. I just need to find my metal square somewhere. So we got the top covers. I got all the top covers printed out. So we'll be able to kind of put the top covers on. I don't have magnets in here because I'm not going to do super glue on stream because it's not going to be dry and it's just going to make a mess. But we will assemble the top cover and we should be able to set it on there. I would just like to know where I put my square so I can get my heat sets pressed in properly. There it is. All right, got my square. Hey, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so 3 heat sets on the top, 3 heat sets on the bottom. So we're going to be putting heat sets up here so that I can get my side panel on. I do have LEDs installed, so we'll be able to see once the panels are on. So that's where I'm going to that's why I'm going to do the panel first. We'll tidy up some of the wiring on top. We're going to get the front door mounted, hopefully get some printing done, and yeah. By this weekend, this will be officially out of beta. I can finally make a YouTube video on it because it will be ready for people to build other than just like my Discord, because I really haven't done a video on this printer. Is this even going to work this way? I guess I can make it work. So I'm pretty excited that this will be complete and I can start moving on some other printer projects that I have in the works. So I'm definitely excited to do that because I have a lot of projects on the go and I need to get these finished off so that I can start getting some stuff done, because yeah, lots of things that I want to finish off and make videos on and stuff like that. So I gotta build like 3 printers and all sorts of stuff. Awesome, that's great to hear. You're gonna be finishing off yours, or starting to build yours, I'm assuming. So it'll be good to see your serial number ticket come in when you got yours finished. Delta Flyer definitely is one of my favorite printers. I already have an idea for version 2, but that's not going to be till late next year, so don't worry about that. That's a long ways away before I tackle that. Yeah, Delta Flyer is definitely like one of my favorite printers for sure. Like wires going off everywhere here. Okay, so we just got to do 3 heat sets on the bottom here, which will probably be the trickiest, but it's okay. And while my soldering iron is hot, I'll probably do the top panels, the heat sets for those as well, just because it's convenient just to do it all, and then I can unplug my soldering iron. I don't have to touch it again. I don't know how many amps a chamber heater would have. I mean, potentially. Depends on how many amps the chamber heater is going to take. Hot-ended motors are not taking up a lot of amps. Heated bed's not taking up much either. So front camera's froze. Looks okay for me. Shouldn't be froze. Maybe it just looks like that way. Should be working fine. Because I'm like just sitting still, it looks frozen. So I'll get these 2 last heat sets in, and then I just should need to do the heat sets for the top panel, and then I think that should be it for heat sets. I don't think I need any more heat sets. Okay. Trying to get these nice and flush. Looks good. Heat set to sit in place. It's the hard part. Not burn myself. I don't want want to tip this thing over, which I should do because I have all these wires hanging everywhere and stuff's going to fall off my desk and all sorts of stuff. So I just want to do it while it's standing up like this. Hey, Jaden, welcome. All right. So all right. Heat sets for the panel are done. So I'm going to do the heat sets here on the top panel. I'll see if I can move this out a bit and down so that we can see a bit better here. Let's put this over here. So these heat sets are, I wanted them to kind of just clamp the panels a bit, get together on the sides. I actually made these panels 10 millimeters taller because the board that I'm using. So if you guys want taller top panels, I will put these on printables. They're not in CAD, but I will give the STL files on printables in case you want a 10 millimeter taller top panel. Could be useful for somebody, I'm sure, because my stepper drivers stick up pretty high on this Manta board, so it wouldn't fit. Hey, welcome, Ruben. So one heat set is a little bit crooked, so see if I can fix this before I... Okay, that should be all right. And then this one doesn't need heat sinks, I believe. Guess I'm kind of holding it up. Trying to angle this up a little bit. All right, so should be just one more heat set here on the top panel, and then can start installing some parts on Delta Flyer and get it all buttoned up. And I think we can move on to the door. It'll be the first time trying the new door for me. I haven't actually tried it yet, but it should fit. It's just taller, but this version has the cutouts in the frame for the hinges, for the hinge bolts or whatever, so that they fit correctly. Okay, so I think that's good for heat sets, I believe. So I should be able to bolt these together. I just want to see. It's not going to be long enough. So I need some 8s. Should be these guys right here. All right, so got my panels here. These just to press together really nice like so with the dovetails, so really nice fitment like that. And then I should be able to take my M3x8, put it in the hole there, and then if I have my Allen, this just helps clamp this edge together nice and tight. So make sure that this is nice and flush. Just like so. We can then tighten this bolt down here. That's what the heat sets are for. And then our final piece here. Fits there nice like that. So we have our finished top panel. I think so one user had commented about taking down, not doing so many walls. I'm only doing 4 walls. I think he was doing 5, and that helped him quite a bit. Was it you, Jeffrey? Taking your walls down helped you? But yeah, this just fits together perfectly. There's no changes I make. This is Sparta ABS though. So different ABSs will want different settings. So it's possible that, but yeah, 4 walls is all I do on these parts, and everything fits together really, really well on my Bamboo X1. I don't have any problems with the dovetails on any of the parts. But it's most likely more due to the filament that I'm using, I would imagine. Okay, so that's bolted in there. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, it might be more settings that you have to look at, because they should just fit together. In the CAD, like, I never changed any parts of the CAD to accommodate for ABS because it's going to shrink at the same together. So both parts will shrink the same. So that means they should fit together very nicely. Again, though, I am using ABS Plus, which might have different properties if you're using a different filament. So yeah. This is going to go on like this once we get the cables all managed, but there's our top plate, really nice. Yeah, it might just be the brand of filament. It's probably not even user error. Okay, so let's get my black panel on here. Covered in dust. So this is going to go on like this. So we'll just keep these bolts loose for now so that we can get everything in place and in the right orientation and such. These panels do have slots on the M3 bolts so that you can adjust a little bit. Yeah, for Sparta ABS, I'm using 0.95 extrusion multiplier, and I don't have to change anything else in Bamboo. I just print with 0.95 generic ABS, and my parts just fit together perfectly. So. Yeah, that fits in nice like that. All the holes are lining up because, like I say, these do have slots for that. There we go. Really nice. So I think it's pretty good like this. So we can tighten all these down. Yeah, that's really weird. Maybe there's something specific in the bamboo slicer that's like already set up for that kind of stuff. Because I'm just using the bamboo profile. I'm not really messing around with much else. I'm just choosing like generic ABS, and that's kind of it. So there's our side panels on. I got to put the corner back on. I was having a bunch of trouble with prints on this thing, and it's because my pulley was loose, so I had to take a panel off. I'll turn a light on there so you guys can see a bit better. So I just have one LED strip right at the top of this printer. Let's move that up a bit. So just a single LED strip up here with 8 LEDs. Nothing fancy. And this was the pulley that was actually loose, so I tightened that, and that fixed most of my issues. I just had a loose pulley. Well, I think they were on sale on, it was like a Black Friday sale, that Bamboo. It might be still on. Yeah, my X1 Carbon has always just printed beautifully as far as like mechanical pieces fitting together. It just works like all the time. So that's why I use it. I got to do a long-term review video on it because I haven't done a review on it since I've owned it. And I must have like over 2,000 hours on my X1. So yeah, I think that sale is still going. So if you actually do want any bamboo printer, it doesn't have to be, you probably don't need an X1 Carbon. An X1 or a P1P or P1S or whatever it's called would be perfectly fine. Oh yeah, okay. So you want like a P1S or P1P or something like that, or I guess the S is the enclosed one. Pop this corner back on. Yes, there is on Discord. It's pinned. The CAD files are pinned on Discord. All right. Now it's time for the front door. Oh, I do need to do more heat sets. The hinges need heat sets. I totally forgot about the hinges. So let's heat this guy up again. The EP7 carbons, I mean, it was the only one available on Kickstarter, so that's what I bought. I definitely didn't need the carbon. So we'll let my soldering iron heat up here, and then I will put some heat sets just in the hinges. So these attach to the acrylic door. So I'm not using any VHB tape or double-sided tape on the door. It's actual M3 bolts. So I have a really nice piece of bronze acrylic that I had cut, which is going to look awesome on this printer. I ordered a bunch of this bronze acrylic. I unfortunately just can't cut it with my diode laser, but that's fine. So let's see, the orientation is correct here. I believe it's like this. So no VHB tape used on the door. It's nice and securely mounted. Just got to be a little cautious with these hinges because there's not a ton of plastic on here, but it should be okay. In saying that, hopefully I don't break them on stream. Alright, so my hot end should be heated up enough. Let's pop some heat sets in these hinges here. Then we can mount the hinges to the acrylic. Oops. And in this stream, we're actually going to put KAMP on this printer. So I am going to be using adaptive purge line, which I really like on all my printers. So we're going to be installing KAMP. Setting that up. That's going to be near the end of the stream when we do a final official print on the finished Delta Flyer. Yeah, shipping can be expensive, unfortunately. Luckily, I'm in Canada, so I get the benefit of nice filament from Sparta. Thank you. Yeah, the bronze acrylic is great. I had to order it in a big sheet, and I think they cut it in 8 like squares, and those 8 squares will pretty much fit any printers I want. So I have a bunch of bronze acrylic that I'm going to be using on some upcoming projects. So yeah, USB-C soldering iron. I ordered it off of one of my hobby sites in Canada. I had a credit there that I hadn't used in like a year, so I figured, oh, okay, I'll just get a USB soldering iron because it's perfect for heat sets. Heats up really, really fast, and it works really well. Yes, Kova, if you can print it all in one piece, I absolutely would. Just join the parts together and print it. That would obviously be better. I've never tried that though, so I don't know about like fitment if the shrinkage will be the same. So your mileage may vary. It would be really cool for you to try it out and like post on Discord your findings, because I know there are some people who have larger printers and they do want to, print that way. This is what's the name of this? I can tell you here in a second. I've got the case. Amazon ABS, Jeffrey. I'm trying to think of what ABS that I've used that's been really good on Amazon. I have definitely ordered some. Squire is the name. This is the soldering iron. Squire or Sequire, however this is. That's the soldering iron. I think I've used G-Tech ABS. I think it was fine. I don't have any issues with Polymaker ABS Plus, that is. I don't print genuine ABS because I don't like the smell of ABS, and I don't really need the qualities of ABS or anything like genuine ABS. ABS Plus is more than adequate for me. Finally working on my second row. This is the same. I really love all these small but not breaking the paint. Awesome. Glad that you're enjoying building the small printers. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I really like small printers. They're just fun to build. They don't take up much space. And yeah, usually they are the cheaper printers for sure. So I'm just installing the hinges here, which you might not be able to see. Just move it over here a bit. So I'm just putting the hinges on the door with some M3x6 bolts. There we go. All right. So 2 hinges, they bolt right to the acrylic, nicely like that. And then they should basically put some M3 bolts in there and we'll have a nice door. It is closed with magnets, of course, but I don't have the magnets glued in. I didn't want to mess around with gluing on stream, so... But I do want to get the bolt in place, the magnet holders here. Hey Leon, welcome, welcome. We are building, yeah, an awesome, awesome Delta 3D printer. A little tall. I might have to adjust this print. We'll see here. It sticks up a bit too much from the door. It looks like pretty easy print to adjust, but yeah, I don't know why that sticks up so high. This has like a lip on the top of it for some reason, which I obviously don't want. So I will just trim the top of that a little bit because that's not ideal. And then might even want to trim the acrylic just a hair, maybe? I don't know. see here once I get it bolted up. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, so the door actually does fit quite nice. So let's get the bottom hinge piece on here. Just gonna pop out the magnet because I'll glue these in afterwards. Oh, yeah, that'll happen if you have a lot of tension pulling on your PEI sheet for sure. All right. So let's put the bottom magnet holder on. Again, I'm going to have to trim the bottom magnet holder as well, but that's not a big deal. Go. So yeah, the bottom just like sticks down a bit too much. Not the end of the world, but I will want to fix that. All right, so that looks pretty good. Turn my fan on here so it doesn't get too warm. And we are going to put some bolts in for the hinges. That should technically fit. So just M3 bolts thread into these, pretty straightforward. So, this one's a little trickier, but should be fine. Just go slow, not to crack the hinge or anything like that. Kind of want to build the Panda Mini, but then I would need more printers than I need. Yeah, Panda Mini, I actually still have my prototype one that I'm going to be selling pretty soon. It's still a really neat printer. V-Wheels, after I experimented with V-Wheels, I'll be honest, they only really work well for flying gantry like Pegasus. I don't really like them on a moving bed. So while Panda Mini's cool, I can't really recommend it. Like I say, it's better on a flying gantry. It works perfect with a wheel in each corner. Ian, you could also try your infill. Change your infill to rectilinear. Rectilinear can help with warping. That's what's been recommended, and it seems to be okay. So there we go. We have our nice door. Seems to close really nice. Get some crap out of the way here. Get my soldering iron off here. Let's move this over. So I did calibrate my printer with a Triangle Labs probe. These are only like $10. I'm gonna put this on the bill of materials. This doesn't fit really well on the bamboo hot end, but it does work. You can get it to work. It's just not ideal, I would say. So this, do I have enough clearance to open? So it looks like the bottom hinge needs a little bit of adjustment to clear. So I'll have to make that change. I probably could still open it up. Oh, okay. Yeah, just a little bit of clearancing on the bottom for the hinge. That's not a problem really. So can leave the door open for now. If I can get the maybe I can move this back a bit. Try to get you guys a better view of the printer. Yes, I definitely will be building designing a larger Delta for sure. Okay, doors on. I'll make some minor adjustments to just the bottom hinge, I think. Yeah. Just a little tight on the bottom hinge here. That's an easy adjustment there. But the door works great. We're good there. I don't need my probe anymore, so I'm going to get rid of my probe. So with a Delta, you can just detach your probe when you're done. So I've already calibrated this printer. It's ready to go. So there's no need for a probe anymore. What we do need to work on is we do need to work on this wiring at the top so that I can get the top cover on. Because I want the full experience here with the finished printer. So I'm going to move you guys up here. Wires, crossing wires all over the place here. So we can just see the top. So right now I can't fit my top panel on because I've got this kind of rat's nest on here. So we're going to do that. So I think I'm going to put a little wire pad on the back, just a little M3 zip tie pad, which I like to use. Not that I care too much about wiring, but and then my antenna, I don't really know where I want to put this. Just probably leave it there for now. So we'll just zip tie down some wiring so that I can fit all my panels on here as they should. So this is going to come up here. Just kind of want to get all of this wiring sort of zip tied down so that it allows my panel to come down here. Definitely not going to make it perfect because it's wiring after all and I could care less, but I wish I would have gotten that in there, but that's not a big deal. So zip tie that. Where's my cutters here? For the panel with the hinges, I just put a fillet on the edge that catches on the acrylic. Turn on the bottom match, at least my 4-week-old CAD version. Yeah, I'm just going to, I'm going to make a little notch in the corner panel. And it's only for the bottom hinge. The top hinge has enough clearance. I did clearance the top one out a little bit more. So yeah, this will just sit right here like so. Once I put magnets on here, it should be just like that. So magnets will definitely just pop that down nice like that. So I can lower you guys back down and we're going to install KAMP. on this printer before we do a print. All right, so I will share my screen. Do I have putty on here? Just gonna install putty on my computer here first. All right, putty's installed. Yeah, it will print upside down, just like Min, because they're basically the same printer. So I can screen share here. I downloaded putty. So we're going to be installing KAMP. So clipper adaptive enmeshing purging. I'm just using the purge line because it's one of the best. Let me just bring up chat on my phone because I have no other way to view chat when I do this, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. Should really use my iPad for this, but I don't think ABS will be really have that much problem on the bottom plates. So we are going to install KAMP. So let's go putty. Now it's on here. Take away my volume. So I need the IP of this guy. Accept. I don't remember what this is. I think this is the. There we go. So we're just gonna copy this. And we can put this in our moonraker.conf so that this is always up to date, or we can make sure it's up to date. So let's go to machine. We'll go to, where's my moonraker conf? So this will make sure adaptive meshing and purging shows up in our list. This printer will have a bed heater. Mine never showed up, so but 80 to 90 degrees will be fine. I don't think you'll really have much problems with the bottom panels, but this is meant to have a heated bed for sure. My AliExpress bed never showed up. Okay, so that's on. So now that we've installed KAMP, we should have KAMP settings right here. So I'm going to turn on line purge because that's really all I want. So we're going to save and restart that. And then we just need to put purge line in our print start. So if we go into our print.config, here's my print start macro that I always use on all my printers. And I already have this line underscore purge, and that's all we need to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that, and we're going to double check and make sure Orca Slicer is set up for purging. So this is my last print that I done. We can go into other, and we need to make sure label objects is turned on and also exclude objects is turned on for purging to work, which it is. We do not need a skirt anymore, so we can do skirt loops at 0. So we can save that. And we now should have a purge line every time we print, an automatic purge line. So let me switch cameras for you guys. I have to turn on my LEDs again there, but that's okay. Let's delete this and let's see if we can get a print running. Let's do... We need to do a benchy, I think. So slice this. I'm going to turn on the LEDs here. And we will start a print. To get my pliers. I have to tweak like maybe 2 or 3 parts, and then I'm gonna put everything up on printables and it should be good to go. Just get this here. Add some extra light if we need it here. Maybe that's too bright on stream, I don't know. Oh, interesting. It did not do my purge. I think I forgot to turn on KAMP. That's okay. You also have to put KAMP in your printer.config, which I did not do. That's okay. We got away with no purge line this time. I really like design choice. Built the flyer, super simple. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Like I say, I do have ideas for version 2, absolutely, but they're a year away. So version 1 is a really nice printer, but version 2 is going to be a really nice iteration. But like I say, you're going to have to wait a year for that guy. I have a lot of other projects that I need to get going. I have my ball screw printer that I want to build. The design is done. I just want to build it. I've got a secret project that I'm going to be building here pretty soon as well. I've got like a secret CAD project. I got some cross gantry printers I want to build. A whole bunch of different stuff. So I got a lot of projects. Yeah, Canarog is going to do a great job finishing Pegasus up. I'm just over Core XY, and I have too many projects on the go. I do want to finish my RC150 project as well. Get that all done. But yeah, I've got some really cool stuff on the way for printers. Yeah, sure, I can show you how it's out. Now, I will mention one thing. This bamboo mount is not right, and it's making it louder than it normally is. I gotta tweak that, so we'll close the door here. We'll close this guy up. I could trim this front door panel just slightly, but It's not the end of the world. The door helps massively with the sound for sure. And this bronzed acrylic you can see really easily. See, I think I'm just catching on the lip of my dovetail here, I think. Just ever so slightly. I wonder if I can sand this part down just a little bit. There we go. Well, anyways, you get the idea. Yeah, the V-wheels work great. My Pegasus prototype printed awesome. I had no issues with it. They work really well for cross gantry. I had no issues with my gantry doing weird stuff or anything like that. It just worked. So they work nice on flying gantry, but yeah, I'm gonna probably get rid of them in RC150. They just didn't work out. I'm going to turn RC150 into more of a normal printer. Is the idea. Okay, yeah, give it some time. It might take a little bit of time to get going on Fusion. I'm trying to think of like other tutorials that I can do to help like get started. Like that's the hardest part, is getting started in it. Are they easy to tighten when you have to? So the V-wheels are tight by design already. I designed Pegasus for the V-wheels to already be tight when the gantry is level, so there's no need to adjust the V-wheels. Unlike V-wheels on like a flying or on a Cartesian or anything like that, because there's no slots or anything, and my V-wheels, like, they're not going to wear out that fast because it's on Z, right? It's very different than on like a Cartesian where the wheels are moving really fast. The wheels have almost no wear on a Z because they're not moving fast enough, and they're already under tension when the gantry is level. So yeah, they are really suitable for cross gantry or for a flying gantry printer, just because it's a slow axis and they're in four corners, so they all support each other equally and they ride in the frame. It's very similar to the Rook, right? Like I'm using the frame as the actual Z, so it's a similar concept. And V-wheels are so inexpensive. It just makes a lot of sense. So. Obviously, I got to clean up some wires at the top that are hanging down, but that's easy. And I'll put a sheath on my wiring here, but I'm really happy. Delta Flyer is pretty much good to go. All I got to do is like tweak a couple parts here and there, and it's perfect. Deltas can be faster than Core XY. Being this is a printed frame, and most of the frame is the rods, this is not really made for crazy speed. But there are like very fast deltas that are much faster than Core XY, or can be faster than Core XY. The big advantage with Deltas is the belt path is straight. It's just a straight line. The belts aren't going this like all over the place. I'm over Core XY because the belts are just like turning and twisting all over the printer. It's not fun to design for. You can't make them big. There's definitely disadvantages to have that much belt. So Deltas are really nice in the fact that they have just straight line belt path. Very, very simplified amount of parts too on them. So not to say Core XY is like terrible or anything like that. It's just I've done enough Core XY stuff. It's kind of just time to move on type thing. Yeah, Deltas are my favorite still. I ordered the FL Sun T1 Pro today because it was so cheap. It was $300 off on sale, the new FL Sun Delta. So I don't have great luck with FL Sun anymore, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna do I'll do an impressions video on it. The deal was too hard to pass up, so for basically $500 with free shipping, I got their newest Delta. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, and this is printing very slowly. This is a pretty tame print. I'm not pushing this printer at all. Like I say, being mostly all 3D printed and only having those steel rods for a frame, this is not as rigid as what a Delta really should be for speed. So that would be interesting for sure. I don't know that there'd be any advantage to that. I think just doing a polar printer would be better. I do want to do a polar printer one day, but yeah, so the T1 Pro apparently is quieter. Apparently they've quieted down the CPAP or whatever they're using. So yeah, it's a very loud printer, the FL Sun T1, but they came out with the T1 Pro, and that's on sale. Like it's $300 off. So apparently they made it quieter. It's 55 decibels instead of whatever it was the original T1. So I know the fan, I think it says on their site, FL Sun T1 Pro. I think it does say the takeaways of it. Or maybe it was in my email or something like that. Yeah, it's supposed to be quieter for sure. I don't know what other changes they made on the Pro. But I figured it was free shipping to Canada, which never happens. So I figured I'll try it. Yeah, that's what I'm curious to see on the Pro version is how much quieter is the Pro? Can I tolerate it? Because I hate fan noise with a passion. Yeah, maybe I'll put vanilla clipper on it. Maybe I'll try to experiment with it, play around with it. Maybe I'll do like a series on it or something like that. I don't have crazy high expectations, but again, it's inexpensive. It's an enclosed Delta printer for $500 Canadian. It's really cheap, so I figured why not give it a try. Truthfully, I'll just sell it if I don't like it. So I'm curious to see what it's going to be like. I never really. I think there's only 500 available at that price or something, but they must not be selling them that. Well, I guess it only came out yesterday, the sale. So it's only 500 units that are at that price. So I don't know if they're not selling that fast. I would have think people would have grabbed this up. Yeah, it's limited to 500 of them for that price. So quieter, new cooling system. I don't know. It says new algorithms, whatever that means. I really have no clue. So we'll see. 655 CAD? Really? It was 550 for me. I just bought it like an hour ago. Yeah, free shipping, $540. Again, I thought like, you know, oh, it's $200 shipping or something like that, but I bought it and I was like, wow, I'm surprised. So I guess we don't really need this light on. Oh, okay. Converted to euros, yeah. Yeah, with the front door, it's not even like perfectly closed. It's a nice quiet little printer, this thing. Move back a little bit so you can get a better view of the printer here. But yeah, very happy with this, with Delta Flyer. I'm glad I got the project finished off, and I'm glad that it's worked out so well so far. So yeah, I got to upload like 3 or 4 files to printables, and it should be ready to go. And then I'll make a YouTube video hopefully this week. This is a busy week for me, but hopefully I can get a YouTube video out for it. I really wish I would have got my heater, but it never delivered, so I gotta try to get a refund for that. I don't know what happened to it, got lost in the ether or something like that, but I wonder if my magnets here, if I take the top off. I don't know if these magnets will be press fit or if I have to glue them or not. I should have to press them in if this is... Let's see if I can... press these in without gluing these ones. Should fit in there quite nice. Maybe I can get all these in without gluing them. That fell down in there. Yeah, these are a pretty good fit, so I think I can get away with at least not gluing these top ones. Go. All the magnets installed in the top lid. So now can I press them into the top cover? Go. Got the magnets all installed. I don't know. There's no sale on the T1. It's just on the Pro, which you'd think the Pro would be much more expensive, like by default. So I don't know. I didn't question it. I just bought it. So we'll see. In here. There we go. Curious to see how warm this will get with the top cover on. CB1 is running at about 60 Celsius right now, so let's see what happens when we pop the cover on, if it goes up much. Yeah, I assume they're not going to, why sell the T1 anymore? But you think then they would slash the price of the T1 to get rid of stock? To get it out the door, you think the T1 would be really cheap then? I'm happy one LED at the top here illuminates the interior pretty well. Just a single strip of 8 LEDs worked really well. So for having black side panels, I would cut all the panels in bronze if I could, but I don't have a CO2 laser, so I just use my diode laser to cut the side panels, because then I don't have to wait. I could build the printer. Yeah, there's some, other than some tweaks that I want to do on the hinges, this is pretty great so far. So that's kind of it for the Delta Flyer stream. I will be doing a YouTube video on this printer to finalize it, to show it off in its entirety. This weekend, probably tomorrow, or maybe tonight, I will be tweaking like 3 or 4 parts, getting them on printables, all that kind of stuff. Nothing major, I just want to make sure everything's on printables that should be, and go from there type thing. I can't remember if I'm pretty sure the 150 millimeter pieces are on printables, not this smaller 120 bed size. So feel free to join my Discord if you're not on my Discord. Definitely like. I can chat with you guys on Discord, and definitely look out for the Delta Flyer video. Like, subscribe, and share that video for sure when it comes out this week. But yeah, very happy with this printer. Definitely one of my top favorites that I've designed. It's pretty easy to build, it's pretty inexpensive, and I think it's fun for people to get into Deltas. So thanks everyone for coming in and chatting with me, hanging out, watching me finish off the printer, and I'll catch you guys on Discord. Thanks everyone.